Hey, what's up guys? Kane here with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be giving you a quick taste of A Way Out, which released on March 23rd, 2018 on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. So, A Way Out is an action-adventure game, but honestly it flirts between a lot of different genres. The entire game's played from more or less a third-person perspective, and one of the coolest aspects of this game is the fact that it is a split-screen cooperative multiplayer game. However, instead of having to play locally with a friend, they have basically made that kind of experience and kind of perfected it in a sense to where it also works online. So some of the cool aspects of this game is that both times you're always able to see what your partner's doing in the game, and it allows you to kind of use both perspectives in a way that you kind of can't sometimes in a co-op game, and it's a very useful thing. There's a couple scenes in particular off the top of my head where the ability for Vincent to see what Leo is doing and vice versa just really helps with the gameplay. So A Way Out was developed by Hazelight Studios. It's published by Electronic Arts. And if you don't know what Hazelight Studios is, it's led by film director Joseph Fares, and he and his team worked on Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Honestly, a fantastic game. Hopefully you have experienced that. Brothers was really neat because you played as two different characters using two different joysticks, more or less. This one's kind of like pushes that to a different level, and you end up playing as two different characters with a friend. It's just really cool how it's done. Now you have Vincent and you have Leo. They're both convicted prisoners. They don't know each other at the start of the game, and the game is told in a couple different acts, I would say. So the beginning of the game is largely, Shawshank Redemption-esque. You're in prison and you're trying to escape. You're going to go out and try to find the tools you need to be able to get out. You leave during a storm, it fits, So this game is played a little bit more on the stealth side, I would say. And then as you progress through the game, that actually almost completely changes. So it's kind of cool how the genre almost changes in a sense as you kind of progress. Because you go from, a lot of stealth scenes to a little bit more action heavy with a touch of walking sim at the same time. So there's a couple areas in particular that you're able to kind of just breathe and experience and just kind of look at all the different details they added to this game. So there's a ton of different interactive elements and stuff. Now, one really cool thing about this game is it has this thing called Friend Pass. I talked about this in another video. If you want to get like full-on details of Friend Pass, I would go there. But what it does is it allows one player to buy the game, and that player can then play with anybody. All that other player that they're playing with would have to do is download the free trial, which is available on whatever platform you're playing it on. And this is super cool because it means if you buy the game for $29.99, it only plays co-op, so you have to play with someone. You can't just play solo. It allows you to basically be able to play with anybody. And it's a really convenient thing that makes the game a lot more accessible, especially for people who don't have local co-op friends, because it eliminates the need for two people to have to buy the game, and that's fantastic. On Xbox One, I can tell you that achievements do not unlock for the player who did not buy the game. So just take that with a grain of salt. It's still a fantastic feature, but I just wanted to make sure you were aware of that. Now, another neat thing about the game is that Leo and Vincent both respond to situations differently. So there's multiple times throughout the game that you end up with these branching paths that you can take one of two different directions. And one really cool part about this is it does add a decent bit of replayability because it's almost an entire different level. So periodically, like when you hit these points, the two of you can decide which way you want to go. So one example is Vincent wants to basically get the horses out, and he wants to use them to distract an old couple. Leo, on the other hand, just wants to take out the old couple and tie them up. It's a very simplistic example, but like there's just some cool different paths that come from these various different choices. And it's not just 1 or 2 times this happens. It happens pretty frequently throughout the game, and it really does change it up when you're playing through on a second playthrough. But on top of that, just the sheer fact that you're playing as a different character puts you into some different scenes in a sense than you would have been in the past. So there are some different segments that are a little bit different if you play as Vincent and a little bit different if you play as Leo. And that actually honestly makes the game feel different the second time you're playing it through. I've now played through the game, I believe, almost twice, more or less, just to check this out. And I've really enjoyed it that second playthrough even, just because it's kind of cool seeing the different way things unfold just slightly, just on various segments. And it's really, really neat. Now, A Way Out is about 5 to 8 hours in length, and largely that length is going to depend on whether or not you kind of know what you're doing, how quick you hit buttons, if you're dying a decent bit, and how much you really like to just kind of explore. Because like I said, there's some areas that are almost walking sim-esque, and those can really, extend the length if you're actually, looking around and interacting with all the various elements that have been added in here. But I played this game over the course of 2 nights, more or less, and honestly, we had a blast playing it. It's really, really good. It does some really cool things that I don't think a lot of games out there try to do, between the way the cinematography is just different, the fact that co-op in this game works just so well, just so well. And it's really cool seeing how it's kind of moved from just something on the back of a box to like a core mechanic, to where this game, and not only that, they found a business solution to kind of make the co-op justification work even better, with the friend pass. So there's just so many cool things they've done with this game. And like, as it progresses and it opens up and you escape from the prison, there's just some really cool scenes that come through. And I've had an absolute blast with A Way Out. I don't want to spoil too much of this game because I think it's something that really should be experienced. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please do like and subscribe. We're going to have a lot of quick tastes for you guys for a lot of different other games. And we cover every indie game that we can. We hope you guys enjoyed this, and later.